99 Randy Johnson has been collected, no money spent. I have not spent a single dollar on stubs this entire year, and we have Randy Johnson just about 1 month into the game's release, which is the quickest I've ever gotten it done. I'm gonna go through exactly my process and how I'm making my stubs, how I'm building my team, and the steps I'm taking to follow and get these collections done in the most efficient way as possible. Let's get into it. In case you are brand new to the channel and don't know me, I did a No Money Spent series all year so far, covering exactly what I've done step by step to build a team, and that's not ending, by the way. So if you want to check that out, make sure you sub down below and check out the rest of the series up here if you want to see more detailed explanations of what I did. And swing by the Twitch stream if you want to ask me any questions there. But now let's hop on into my tips and the things that I did to get Randy Johnson so quickly. First, how did I make my stubs? This year, you really got to be smart with your stubs, especially in the early game here. There aren't many cards that are valuable. So I want to go through the process and what I did to make stubs and the steps that I've taken, because this is really the big part of playing No Money Spent, is making your stubs and being smart about how you allocate them. The overall thing that I do each year to get my stubs is grind the game. And that may sound redundant. You know, you play the game, you know you make stubs, but you play the game the right way, you can really maximize on the amount of stubs that you make. So what I like to do is grind out new programs, new events, grind those online modes, and basically sell anything that you can. And the sooner you complete these things, the more stubs you'll be able to make. For example, in the most recent featured program, I spent a lot of time grinding this XP as much as possible that first weekend so I could sell these bosses. Sold both of them already, and I made about like 100 plus K off of selling the 2 bosses, while right now they're down to like 30K in value. So being smart in allocating your time towards one program at a time, one mode at a time, and focusing on completing these things ASAP will really maximize your stubs. If you're someone who likes playing online, choose BR, ranked, events. Keep up with these if you're playing the game regularly, you know, get the wins for the event awards and get those free packs out of that. Hop in the BR program when a new one drops, try to complete that, or at least get the BR Flawless pack in the program within that first few days or so, if possible. If you're someone who enjoys ranked, get that World Series reward as soon as possible, whether it's the innings grind, even if you gotta literally sell your soul to ranked, or get World Series if you're good enough to do so. The online rewards that you get from completing the online modes will be somewhat valuable, especially if you get them soon. And if you do all of these things, you'll really maximize your stubs if you complete them and sell these rewards. Sell everything that you can. I know it sounds crazy, but sell every online reward that you can, basically. Use those stubs for live series collections. If you're someone that doesn't like playing online, that's okay. It's slower, but you can still get good progress if you really focus on the XP grind and getting new featured program stuff as soon as possible. It's a little late on this current program, but the next featured program that drops, you're going to want to grind that definitely as soon as possible, because whatever cards you get out of that will be very valuable off the rip. Then, you know, you could grind mini seasons, conquest maps, do all these things and get free packs and stuff out of that, and that'll give you some good progress. Point is, you want to really focus your time on the game, grinding these things that'll give you the most stubs. I did not buy a single headliner other than like what my stream told me. I think I bought like 1 headliner. I have not bought like any packs, even in the flash sale. All of my stubs go into buying live series players. Also, the only cards I buy in my team are the budget friendly cards. So my team I was rocking for a while, I had some face the franchise guys like Jazz Chisholm, who I earned for free in the program. Brian Reynolds, who I earned for free in the featured program. He was only like 10K on the market, so I've been holding on to him and using him. All my team has been built with budget-friendly cards. I'll go into more detail on this in the next No Money Spent episode. I am only using cheap cards and live series cards that I am currently collecting on my team. So I'm not wasting stubs holding out the cards that in the long term won't bring value and will probably be replaced in weeks time. Another way to make stubs is flipping the market. This year it's tough to flip the market. Margins aren't really there. I was actually going to take a deep dive and do a lot more flipping this year, but guess what? It became a lot tougher this year, so I haven't bothered that much. I have done some though. I would just recommend to you check out things that aren't just players. Check out equipment, perks, stuff like that, because they have the bigger margins, and if you choose the right pieces of equipment and stuff, they might be moving a good bit. You can still make a good flip off them, especially some of those perks. Also, investing in flash sales, I covered that in this video up here if you want to see more detail on the first flash sale we had. But whenever those flash sales come around, those are really going to be good opportunities for you to make big stubs. Make sure you have stubs in your inventory for those flash sale days. Go absolutely berserk on those days, and that was what finished the collection for me. The last like 200K stubs or so were all in investments. we know how we're making stubs. We know how we're building our team, so we're not wasting stubs on temporarily used players. How are we going to go about buying the live series cards? Yeah, I think there's a little bit of a strategy in this as well. As we see on the market, our 90 plus diamonds are pretty expensive. They are definitely more expensive and getting more expensive as the year is going on. Mike Trout, over the last week or so, has gone up nearly 100K because he's a 97 overall. A lot of these 90 plus guys are going up in price right now because now people are able to afford them. People may not be ripping as many packs. They might just be out here trying to save up for collections. Not many of them are being moved on the market. I would recommend getting these guys as soon as you physically can. I got these guys over the first month, the first couple weeks of the game while they were cheapest. And it was really helpful for me because I've now saved hundreds of thousands stubs, like 300,000 for Trout, the low 100,000s for Ohtani and DeGrom. So I'm saving stubs by allocating my stubs towards the 90 plus diamonds as soon as possible. However, at this point, they are a little bit more expensive. I would just go league by league. Maybe have a couple of these already. Maybe have a couple AL teams done, so finish the American League. But I like going for these guys first because they're going up day by day. In a sense, you're saving stubs by getting them right away. But also keep in mind, keep an eye out on these prices. Keep an eye out for their prices to crash a little bit because there will be some days where they'll crash. Maybe there's a flash sale or something inbound that'll cause them to go down. So keep an eye out on those things and what these prices are for these diamonds, especially the 90 pluses. And keep an eye out on your guys that are like 89-ish overall, the guys that are close to 90 plus, like the Buxtons, the Judges, the Freemans, because players like this are likely going to go 90 plus. And when they get 90 plus, they become far more rare to pull. You see, Jose Ramirez, he's also gone up because he's a usable good card, but he's nearly doubled in price this last week because he jumped up to 91 overall. Nolan Arenado has gone up because, again, he's a 90 plus overall. His card's more wanted and he's not being pulled as often, so he's going to go up in price. So keep an eye out on these players that are close to 90 plus. Scoop them while they are below 90 plus. Those would be the only ones that I would be focusing on beforehand. Get them while they are at that lower overall, lower price point. And just be smart. Go division by division, team by team. Don't like spread out your subs and live series collections. I don't think there's much value in, for example, completing these. Be like, you know, I'm gonna do the AL West and then I'm gonna do the NL East. Try to go league by league to really maximize the cards you're using. Now that we have our stubs and we're spending those stubs towards our live series diamonds, what is the overall trend we're going to be following? What is the point of all this? Essentially, we're going to want to keep on selling all of the rewards we can. These are going to be the stubs that we make from playing the game. You could use those stubs to buy the 90 plus players first, or just any of those diamonds for the live series collections and throw those cards along with the collection rewards on your team. And then basically you could also use those stubs to flip, invest, and essentially we're going to be earning stubs by selling rewards. We're going to be doing it at each event, ranked seasons, BR, so on. Sell these rewards when we can so we can maximize the amount of stubs that we can earn. Maybe do some extra things like the mystery conquest, grind out all the event for free packs, so on and so forth. So we maximize our opportunities at getting stubs. These will be the things that help you get these collections on. Maybe you have a lucky live series pull. Maybe you get a good rare round in a pack. This is gonna be a continuous cycle where we just allocate our stubs towards live series collections, basically sell everything else that we can, and keep building our team through the live series collection awards. As you see my team, I've been using live series cards and the collection rewards as I've worked my way up. The only cards I've kept are maybe a couple face the franchise cards that were maybe sellable before. And this is the gist of what you want to do. It's going to be a cycle like this. Build your team this way instead of buying all these cards in the market, because as much as I hate to say, a lot of these guys in the market are very volatile in price. There's a good chance they go down in weeks, days, just because this early part of the game cards are so easily replaceable. And you get a lot more value in the long run rather than holding on to David Price for 70 something K when you could be spending at 70K for a 90 plus diamond on your team. I hope you all enjoyed this video. I go into more detail on my process and rest of No Money Spent series, so make sure you check that out. And I will still be covering things like flash sales, budget cards on No Money Spent series. But this is the first big step of the No Money Spent. And now we'll talk about the next step of preparing for a new Legend and Flashback collection, hopefully within weeks. I appreciate you all watching. Make sure you like the video if it helped you, and I'll see you all again on the next video later this week. Deuces.